smash the like button and subscribe. So no, we're not talking about like I'm just saying you wouldn't specifically accept, right, a study, right, or anything provided by an institution or a think tank that is explicitly has a certain bias. It wouldn't make sense to accept. I have a question. Are you Christian?
I'm Catholic, yeah.
You're Catholic? Okay. So would you accept solely Protestant sources, right, on like on certain like things within scripture? Or would you like look at like different people within scripture from different denominations in order to determine the truth about one denomination compared to the other in terms of the church's
I've
history?
read the Torah. I
What's up?
read all I read all types of religious texture. I read the Quran, the Torah, and yeah, I'm willing to read other lectures and other. I'm open to that. I'm open minded.
Okay, what's the title at least? I'll at least look
Of
at the
this,
title. I'll look at it, but like I mean, of course, like I mean, are you gonna give me? Can you give me a source specifically that indicates something from like any nonpartisan institution?
all right, can you read the? I'll look right now, real quickly. But can you read the thing, and maybe you can try to dispute the points if you see anything you don't agree
Yeah,
with.
yeah, for sure. But
Okay,
like I
the
mean,
first.
obviously, like you would prefer sources from nonpartisan institutions, correct?
Okay, that's fair. But the title is "The Fiscal Burden of Illegal Immigration on United States Taxpayers, 2023 Cost Study."
All right, let's see. They claim 150 billion. Let's see this. It's just like a. It's not even like a study. It's just like literally like them just like citing the claiming information.
Well, it shows you how much
It's
money they
dude,
bring.
dude, it's literally just them claiming information.
Them
Where's
bringing
the
in,
study?
it's them. They mentioned
Oh,
that
it's
31.
them themselves just arriving at the number.
I assume they have links or sources at the bottom of the page.
Gross negative. What? Fair arrived at this number. Okay, wait. Read this. At the start of 2023, the net cost of illegal immigration for the United States at the federal, state, and local levels it was at least 150 billion. That's what it says. Fair arrived at this number by subtracting tax revenue paid by undocumented immigrants, just under 32 billion, which isn't even true. But from the gross negative economic impact of illegal immigration, right? 182 billion. What? I'm confused.
So so they
Why did they? Why
we
did they?
we pay about 100. Well, this is what they're claiming. We pay about 182 billion dollars for their services, but they contribute 31
They're just
billion.
you know that they're just claiming this, right? Like there's no source for the data. They're just claiming the information.
Can you
They're
give me a
claiming that the overall negative impact of undocumented immigration is 182 billion dollars with no source.
Okay, can you give me
They're
a
just
source that
claiming it. They're seriously just it's under the key highlights. They just claim it. There's no way you just went to a think tank that just claims it under bullet points and you're like, this is a source.
can you give me a source that they're not a tax burden?
What? So yeah. Wait, actually, can you tell me what specifically undocumented immigrants like get in terms of overall federal services?
Public education, housing,
For
and
wait.
emergency.
Do you think children right in the country should be able to get access to like education?
Yeah, that doesn't make them
Yeah.
not a
Okay.
tax burden. It's not like I'm
Wait.
not.
So if you think that they should be able to, well, then why would you be factoring that into the cost of someone who's undocumented? That's a cost that you believe should exist, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I think that we should have open borders and that people should take
I'm not
advantage
saying
of.
I'm not saying open borders, right? But like it is the case that there's no reason to restrict someone who's in the country. Wait, actually, do you think legal immigration is beneficial to the economy?
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Wait. Just to clarify. So, any of the undocumented immigrants who are going through the process undocumented, if you gave them a legal pathway to citizenship that was quick, you would agree that's beneficial to the economy, correct?
Not necessarily, because if you
No.
give
What do you
them,
mean? I'm confused. Explain.
okay, well, yeah, I'll explain. Thank you for giving me time to explain. If you give illegal immigrants amnesty, right, which I think you're a proponent of, everyone should get amnesty. That will actually make them more eligible for a lot of these services, like welfare and expansion on Medicare services, and make them more.
Who's to say that they're going to be using these services more than they're paying into it? Because it is the case that undocumented immigrants have a higher labor force participation rate than natural born U.S. citizens. So if you want to address it from that perspective, it is going to be the case that they're going to be providing more into these systems than likely they're going to be taking out of it. So I'm confused what you're saying.
No, they would be taking more out of it if they're already
No, what,
taking
what
more.
makes you think that? What evidence do you have to indicate that? Because I just gave you a very good indicator to indicate the opposite.
How would it be the opposite?
I told you
Um,
undocumented immigrants have a higher labor force participation rate than natural born U.S. citizens.
yeah, but they get paid less. They bring down the wages, and they're still they would
Well,
become more.
again, that's just because they're undocumented, right? If they were specifically given a legal status, then they wouldn't get paid less. Because you're not saying legal immigrants get paid less, are you?
There would still be a higher workforce, though. Would there not?
Yeah,
Would
that
there
would be
still not?
great. That'd be amazing.
But that would make it more competitive, which could companies could lower wages.
Well, there would also be more demand, so that would compensate for the increase in level of productive services.
Maybe no, not necessarily. I
It
don't
is,
think.
yeah, that's how it works.
You think if we give amnesty, you think
Yeah, yeah.
construction
A
will?
person when coming to the country, not only do they provide supply, but they also provide demand. Those particular factors, right, also go against each other, right? Within the economy, the same way as your existence, you provide supply and demand. So you
Yeah, but
create jobs when you specifically demand things, when you go out and buy stuff, and then you also like are supplying services specifically by working a job if you do.
Okay, I have a question for you. What industries do illegal immigrants work in the most?
I'm not quite sure specifically on like a set few industries.
Okay, so we can
Or do
assume
you
that
know? No,
it's probably
don't assume. Tell me, do you know?
I'm like almost 100% sure it's
Oh,
agriculture.
don't wait. 100% sure. Where'd you look at this information?
I mean, I can guess. I mean,
You
I
can
don't think
guess. You can guess.
I
Okay.
don't think they're
I just
working
okay.
stockbroking
Sure,
jobs.
sure, sure, sure. You can say that you can guess, right? But like, I mean, obviously, if you want to look at like the data on things, like you were saying you want to, well, then wouldn't you want to look at the data first before you make claims, especially if you're going to claim like something bad, right, based upon like the specific industries that people are involved in?
We can look it up, but I mean, if can what do you think it is? It's hospitality, it's agriculture, and it's manufacturing.
Sure, you can
I
look at
mean,
things in the comment section, right? And those things would probably be prevalent, but we don't know the particular percentages of people. Like, and we were talking about like the overall amount of people, right, that we could associate with that. So why would we even make a claim on that in the very first place? Especially from your perspective, when you're going to probably claim something negative about it.
well, yeah, but I can search it up if you want. Would you give me a few seconds to search up what industries?
Well,
I
what do
feel
you?
like it's
What's the point of you bringing that up?
okay, because a lot of these industries, if we give everyone amnesty, the production's not going to go insane. Construction, a lot of people nowadays are living in housing. A lot of illegal immigrants live in housing. They live in apartment complexes and housing. Construction's not going to have this huge boom. Same with agriculture. It's not going to have this huge boom where it's going to keep the wages higher. In fact, the wages are going to go down if you do give everyone amnesty. I get
What
again.
makes you think wages are going to go? Wait, what makes you think wages will go down if you specifically give people amnesty? Are you saying legal immigration causes wages to go down?
I would say that yeah.
Wait,
I would.
you just said opposite like literally 10 minutes ago.
I don't think it hurts the economy, but I think it hurts the average middle class worker. Yeah, I think immigration does hurt the
What?
average
Oh,
middle
okay.
class.
Can you give me any good evidence of
I
that?
mean, what is wage growth in the
Well, I'm waiting.
past?
Can you give me any good evidence that legal immigration causes wages to go down?
So, immigrants in general,
I'm
54%
waiting. No.
are on services,
Hold up. What's
and
the
in
source?
look at the wage index. Look how much has wages significantly
Oh,
gone down.
the wage index. What about what does the wage index tell us specifically that indicates that legal immigration causes wages to go down? Please tell me. I'd love to see this.
Look at how much wages have expanded in recent since the 1990s. Wage growth
No,
and
no. I'm asking
middle
for a source, man. Do you have a? Is it possible that you have a source?
Can you give me a source that
Is it?
elite?
You know what? You know what? Do you want to be put in the book, dude?
What's the book?
What do you mean? What's the book? What's in my hands right now? Are you looking at the screen, bro?
Yeah, but like, what's in the book?
What's in the book? Well, it says trust me, bro, and then you open it up, and I'll let you read. Don't worry. And
Uh,
last person that was put in the book was Chasey, on about 2 days ago. You don't want to be put in because he was the last person that was put in for months. Okay, you don't
is
want
it
to
like
get put in this book. I
is
promise
it
you,
a
you don't
bad
want to be in this book.
is it a bad thing to be in the book?
This book is not a book that you want to be on. I'm telling you. Okay.
I have a source. I do have a source. I have a source for my claim.
I mean, one of these people, dude. Look at this. 62,000 asylum seekers per day. That's what Ethan said on March 3rd, 2025. He said 62,000 asylum seekers per day were coming into the country. I mean, you're on a straight set of just absolute idiots. Look at this. Look at this list, dude. If anyone remembers this, Iron Base 2. That's from February 10th, 2025. MV, Garrett, Popcorn, Scott Fitzhugh, Tanner. That person always comes up in trolls. Yeah, Ethan and then Chasey was the last entry. You don't want to be put in this book. I'm telling you. Like we specifically get like the purposed, trust me, bro, pen to write you in the book. You got to provide some type of evidence, man.
I got a source for you. When you're ready.
Like getting put in this book, it's diabolical. Okay, go ahead. Tell me what's the source.
The title is "The Labor Demand Curve is Downward Sloping: Re-examining the Impact of Immigration on the Labor Market" by George J. Boras.
Okay, hold up. What's the title? Say it more time.
Okay.
Wait,
You hear me?
have you read this? Have you read this yet?
I skimmed through it.
When did you skim through it? Right now
When
on the
you when
call.
you when you were talking about the book, yeah, I skimmed through it when you were talking about the book
So
because
within 30 seconds.
yeah, I mean it shows the point that it's
Chat
arguing in my favor.
30 seconds. 30 seconds he got the source. All right, let's see it. What's the title? Wait, I
Um,
have a question. Did you use Chat GPT?
no, I searched up bad. I searched up source that contributes wage lower wages with immigration.
Okay, I have a question here. When you look up specifically for the conclusion, right? Aren't you like doing the wrong sort of process? Aren't you supposed to like come to the conclusion by looking at sources? Like for example, I just want to lay down. There's a bibliography in my bio set up by my friend Matt, who's a librarian, and it's got a bunch of sources, whether it relates to immigration, whether it relates to plenty of things, vaccines that justify things to be true. And you look at the data. You look at the data. What does the data indicate? And then you come to a conclusion. It's probably a better way to come to a conclusion than specifically, right, coming to a conclusion in your head, feeling like what's the case empirically, and then looking for that conclusion when it comes to sources. That's what you
I've
did.
heard
You specifically look, dude. You looked up source that indicates this, right? Because you haven't read this before. You said you didn't look at it before. This is the first time you looked at it, so you're looking for a conclusion, right? That's not how you look for evidence. That's not how you look for sources. That's not how you critically think.
No, and maybe I should have before I joined the lab. Maybe I should have more critically thought, and maybe I should have researched my point more. But I mean, you discounted my first source, which you
Yeah,
just said it was
yeah,
false.
there was no study. It was bullet points from FAIR, which is just an anti-immigration think tank. Okay, like I don't think that like you would take that's like citing me. I really don't see the difference. It's like citing me, except for I'm more genuine than the source will be.
But they're a non-profit organization. You're just assuming they're lying. I mean,
I'm gonna cite Dean Withers. You
and
know
you
what?
haven't.
You know what? Have you seen what Dean Withers said? Okay, Dean Withers actually on live, he said specifically that this happened. I promise you, he said you're wrong. He said that the fair was lying. Okay, that's what
But
Dean Withers said. Okay, so I trust Dean Withers as a source way more than fair because you know what I mean? Like it's my ideology.
okay, but can you give me a source that they don't lower wages? Your claim that is that they don't lower wages or that they don't are not a tax burden. Can you give me a source or data that shows that they're
I
not?
told you that I have a bibliography,
I'm
right?
not sure you did. Can you give me a source
You're
to
not
show?
sure I did? What?
Can you
Hello?
give me a source that they're not a tax burden or that they don't lower wages?
Oh, wait, okay. Do you wanna click on the bibliography in my bio?
Oh, you're.
Yeah. Wait, can you even on the live? Actually,
Oh no, I go on mute when I do. Um, but I can do it
you
listening.
go on.
But I'll
You obviously you can go on mute and go look it up. I can talk to someone in the meantime if you'd like.
okay, I'll look at your thing, your link tree.
For sure, for sure. We actually might only have the crime aspect of it, and so I can pull up for economic. I got you.
Yeah, no economics.
You didn't even look at it.
I just look. It's just like 12 things about your PayPal and Venmo, and then it's
Yeah,
the
there's
last
yeah,
about
dude, you
Charlie
didn't even
Kirk.
no, you didn't even click on the bibliography. It's the sources. You click on the bibliography, then you would have to go see then immigration. You didn't even get to that point. So bro was like, yeah, like writing it off. Hasn't even looked at it yet, dude. But that is actually something that indicates that undocumented immigrants commit lower rates of crime than natural born U.S. citizens. So at least you accept that. Will you accept that based on the sources?
I do accept that, but why aren't they committing crimes? I mean, they don't because they're afraid of getting caught and they're afraid of being
Okay,
deported.
okay. That doesn't change anything, right? And also,
Okay,
like, even if you look at legal immigrants commit crime at lower rates than natural born U.S. citizens.
crime was never my
You can
argument.
also see that as well. Okay, but I mean, okay, we were just establishing that.
Uh, I don't think crime's the issue. I think that
But I
it's
just want to let you know, like, it is ironic that you're asking me for a claim that you made, right? You made specifically a claim that has a negative impact, right, on wages, and then now I'm looking for a source to show you that it doesn't, right?
But it's important
Is that,
to.
wait, just to clarify, are we clear that's what's happening here?
I gave you a source. You're just saying that I didn't read my source well enough.
I'm just claiming. Is that what's happening here?
I guess, yeah, if you want to call it that.
Wait, so to clarify, like, you know what? I shouldn't even plan this. Who has the burden of proof for the claim?
Someone, MJ just said Parker, just said you.
Who has the burden of proof for the claim? I'm asking you the question. Would you like to answer?
Oh, I thought you were asking the chat.
No,
You're
I'm asking
me.
you.
I'm the person who claimed it. So
And who
guess
is that?
me, I guess. But I gave you a
So,
source.
no, you didn't provide me a good source. Not at all.
George, this source is a legit source. Um,
This source is a legit source, yeah.
Sloping, re-examining the impact of immigration on the labor market.
How about this? How about this? I want you to go to a CBO report on immigration, and I want you to read the entire CBO report on immigration, and then I want you to come back and tell me the same thing. Okay? I just want you to do this real quick. Can you do? Can I like actually like I'm serious. I'm serious. I want you to read just literally a nonpartisan analysis for literally Congress, and I want you to like after that then tell me the same thing. Okay? Is that okay?
It has to be
yeah. Well, this is a nonpartisan analysis.
Okay.
It's the effects of the immigration surge on the federal budget and the economy.
All right. You're gonna give me 1 minute.
No, it's not 1 minute. You have plenty of time.
Oh, I can. You're gonna give me time to read it.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. For sure. Alrighty. Let's get someone else up here real quick. Let's see what he comes back with after this. That'd be interesting. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
38.
Do you support Trump?
MAGA for life.
Okay. Why so?
Currently, because of the AI and crypto.
AI and crypto.
One of the main
What about
reasons.
AI and crypto?
If I could ask you the question.
Was it his meme coin he dropped?
No, that's not what it's about. But it's about the future of
buy
how
it?
things are gonna. No, sir. It's about the future of how things are gonna be operating. Do you agree that AI and cryptocurrency is one of the main things that, as America, we have to win? We must win.
No, I don't think we.
It's a must win.
I don't see the really like the specific relevance of crypto necessarily, but in terms of AI, like
We have to win it, correct?
have to win it. Sure, it's an important technology to invest in. I don't know what you mean by we have to win it. I don't know what you mean.
Well, when I say we have to, is if we lose it, you can't unlose it. Basically, I know that sounds dumb, but you can't. You can't regain. I know. But you can't regain. You can't regain the power back. Once it's lost, it's done. And so we have to win, and we have to stay in first place. What the Democratic Party represented was ideas and looking at it as a problem, as a risk, which there are risks, but they stifled the growth and forced companies to go outside of America. And when they did that, they allow other countries to gain advantages. And then with Trump in place, he rebalanced it and is bringing it back, which is important because of the shift on how things are going to be working in the future. And the future is AI and robotics. If you don't win that race, it's over for everybody. And so that's the main thing. And to give it that importance by bringing in somebody.
I have a question. What makes
Yep.
you think that we're gonna have more money to invest in AI and robotics if Donald Trump's president?
Did you? I know this has to get verified and it takes some time, but did you not see the trips to the Middle East where he secured deals given the UAE trillions of dollars? Are you not aware of that? There's trillions of dollars that deals with energy, and the energy is for the build of the new AI infrastructure. And those deals, that's one of the major deals.
Wait,
is
AI
to
infrastructure. What AI infrastructure?
First, there's the Stargate infrastructure. What I'm talking about with the Middle East is to make sure that the energy usage that they have in their countries is utilized to build AI that we will be able to take advantage of. Also, if you look at some of other countries, they're actually more advanced in AI currently in some areas than we are because of the not legislation,
In what
because
way?
of the stance. What do you mean?
In what way are they more advanced in AI? Do you even know?
Infrastructure.
What infrastructure?
The UAE has a lot of infrastructure of AI built already. within this
Where
country.
did you read this information from?
This was about like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and would you get the information from?
I'm trying to remember the source. I can only remember a source of the Stargate, which that was a Bloomberg. It was a Bloomberg interview of the Stargate, which is still important to the whole AI infrastructure. But that's more important because it's being built here in Texas right now, which is a major thing. Also, to deal with the environmental effects of the AI with the water. They figured out.
So maybe a Bloomberg article. That's it, or interview. I mean,
Off the top, I mean, there's a probably an article.
How about this? Where do you get your information from?
I mean, I just mostly like everybody else. YouTube University is a reputable source. I stopped.